All right. Good morning, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. My name is Timothy Baraka, and I'll be your host for today as we tackle the story behind me, you, we, and the Varsity book by Susan Omondi, who also happens to be our special guest for today to help us expound on the same. First off, before I begin, I'd like to give a special shout out to Nuria Bookstore that has made it possible for our Kenyan audience to get a copy of this magnificent book. I have a copy of mine right here, a copy of me, you, we, and the varsity book. Uh, the copy is now available, as I've mentioned, on in the Kenyan stores through the help of Nuria Bookstore. Uh, but they are print on demand service. I'd like to give a very special thanks to them. For those who like to get a copy of this splendid book, you can now do that via the Nuria Bookstore here in Kenya and anywhere in the world via Amazon. You can ship it directly to your doorstep. You can also get the paperback, uh, Kindle copy, or hardcover, depending on your choice and preference. One thing that brother noticed that is interesting with Nuria Bookstore when they make their delivery, they accompany the book with a top 100 list of Nuria books. Now that actually it helps most bibliophiles in answering the question of what to read next. Yeah. So I'd like to give a humble request to do a humble request to you, our dear viewers, to kindly uh, help us to get this magnificent book in Nuria's top 100 list by getting a copy for yourself or your loved ones or both. Why have one and you can have both of this splendid book? Um, I'd like you, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, to help me in welcoming our special guest, Susan Omondi, to help us as we delve deep into today's topic with our diversity Marvin, Susan Omondi. Susan, welcome to the show.
Yay! Amazing. Thank you so much, Timothy, for the great introduction. All the way from Kenya, Kiambu. And second, here it's raining, and I love rains. You are really blessed with rains.
Yeah,
Thank you so,
yeah,
so much.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to the show, Susan.
You're
I've actually
welcome.
been, I've actually been, I've actually been meaning to ask you this question for the past 1 week. How does it feel to be on the opposite side of the show?
Oh, yeah, you mean we are now changing the perspectives. You are asking me questions, you are the moderator, and I'm the one being interviewed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it feels great because it's always good. That's also part of my book to change
Mhm,
perspectives, you know.
mhm.
So I can imagine how my guests feel and I can learn from you, how you ask your questions and how you moderate. So it's always good to change perspectives. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, let's get to it then. Um, so who is Susan Omondi? If I may ask for our viewers who maybe have heard about you, but then they haven't had that chance to actually get to know you. Maybe you can give us a brief summary and tell us something about yourself.
Yeah, sure. But I can also let you know that I love music and I loved starting my speeches with music. Could we do 1 minute music first? Timothy? All right.
Yeah,
Are you getting it?
yeah, we can do music first. Yeah, I also love music, by the way. Yeah, I'm getting it loud and clear. I can see you also love dancing. Full moves, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting us warm up first. And coming back to your question, you're saying you're having echoes. The question is why. Let me check what's.
Yeah, there's a little bit of echo in the background. Yeah.
All right, just a minute. Dear guys, please stay tuned. I'm just checking my audio. I have, for me, it's fine. I don't know where it's coming from. Let us know whether it is disturbing. Otherwise, I'll just continue. Who is Susan Omondi? That was your question.
Yes, yes.
This is what you see. Susan Omondi was born in Kenya, back in Homa Bay, the western part of Kenya. But I came to Germany for studies, and then I decided to stay here. Also, a beautiful country. So I have two home countries. You know, that's great. And I'm an author. I'm a trainer, a speaker, and I'm an auditor. Apart from that, I'm a mother of three and an auntie and sister and whatever, and a daughter to someone. And that's why I love talking about diversity. Thank you so much, Timothy. Yeah, I can now hear the echo as well, Timothy. And
Right.
I can also see that you're getting longer to get what I say. It's like there's some. Okay, Christine and Ruth, I can see you. Let us know whether it's really, really disturbing so we can start again or we can continue.
Problem, yeah.
Timothy, I think you can proceed. I'll mute when you are talking.
Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Let's see whether the issue persists or it will subside a bit. Okay. Okay. On to our questions of the day. Can you tell us what inspired you to write this masterpiece on diversity?
Yeah, thank you so much. What really inspired me, that's a really good question. It's just the stories I encountered. And when I came to Germany, I indulged in, or rather, I made challenges that I did not know in Kenya. Probably in Kenya, they were there, but they were not really hindering me for pursuing what I do because people around me were all like me, you know. But when I came here, it was a different thing. So I started talking about my stories, and people from LinkedIn were like connecting to them, both locals and non-locals. And the non-locals were like saying, you are inspiring us. Keep on talking about those things because they're still happening. And the locals say to me, you reach our hearts. You have a way of transporting your information that we really love to connect with you and love to hear more of you. So, of course, getting both views from locals and non-locals put together was a great motivation and inspiration for me to say, now I'm putting everything together into a book. That's how the book was born.
Um,
Timothy,
can
you are still having the echo, but Ruth is saying it's clear. So I don't know what. Do you have your? All right. I think you can just continue. If the listeners if it's good for the listeners, then you can just continue.
Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, the issue. Okay, no problem. Um, so let's get to our second question. What can you say? What can you give us? And can you give us like an example of maybe a specific encounter that you might have come around that might have triggered that keen interest on you uh, writing a book, particularly on diversity? Can you give us like an example of that? Maybe a real life story, yeah, something of the sort.
Yeah. Thank you so much. The real life stories, actually, the book is all about the real life stories. And that's why I say we can all learn from the daily life. The real life stories, like when I went to look for a job, people say, no, some people say, no, we won't give you a job because you're not from Germany, such direct comments. And actually they hurt, but they are good, so you know what people think. It's very important to know what people think. Or when I was looking for an apartment, someone said to me, no, we have bad examples with people like you, so such things will do something with you. And in my situation, I decided not to be I decided not to feel small just because of what people are saying, So that's why I say, no, the first thing is self-empowerment. I don't want to finger point. And the second thing was, how can we learn from the daily situation? So there are challenges. Some are hurting, some are, some are just funny. But we need to talk about this because diversity is touching us both at home and at work. And as our kids grow, we also need to keep on talking about this and give space for that.
Okay, right. Thank you very much on that. Um, maybe I can highlight something that I'm encountering with the audio a little bit. When you speak, the echo kind of makes it impossible for me to follow up the conversation. So I don't know if maybe we can take just a minute, work on it, and then maybe proceed.
Timothy, please come up a bit again. Your
Oh,
last question.
oh, uh, oh, is it? Oh, I think let's take a minute to fix the audio issue so that I can get you loud and clear.
All right.
Yeah.
Dear community, please give us a minute. We'll be back
Yeah.
in a minute.
Okay.
On my side, things are clear. It should be working because I was live already this morning. And Ruth is confirming. Yeah, Ruth, is it still clear? When I talk, is it clear? And when Timothy talks, is it clear as well? Timothy, you are on mute.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I'm trying to troubleshoot.
Are you getting the echo when I talk or also when you talk?
Both. I'm getting the echo when you talk.
All right.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Are you still getting it, the echo?
No. It's now loud and clear.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it's still there. It's still there again.
It's still there. But I'm not
Yeah.
getting it. So it could be, maybe we can wind up, maybe you can just give me the last, we can wind up so that someone can win the book and then we close it.
Okay, let's give it a test again. I've just disconnected my headset.
I'm getting you well.
You get me well? Okay.
Yeah, the whole time, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's proceed. Okay. Okay. On to our third question. How do you hope that the book will inspire uh, the prospective readers in the community?
All right. Your question was, how do you hope that
Yeah.
the book will inspire others? So the right answer is, if you could mute, I think it's also on your side, just mute yourself when I talk. The thing is, it's not a hope. I know it works, and I just wish it could reach more readers. The thing is, this is what people tell me. It helps them deal with their own biasness, and it also change their perspective, because normally we never know the story behind people unless we open our mouths and speak. So if you engage with a book, you learn the other perspective, you learn the other side of the stories. The locals can now learn, how do people who come to our country, what kind of challenges do they face? So it's like, and giving people empowerment, giving people courage to do what they love despite the challenges they face because of biasness. So it will help at least in two ways. For those who are in minority, it will help them create some self-confidence and go their way they would like to be. And as a team, for the team performance, it will help us do not fear addressing issues, and
Mhm.
also embracing diversity, so that we really use it for a better performance and for success. That's how, that's the goal of the book.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that, Susan. Um, can you tell us about maybe some of the challenges that you might have encountered while writing this book on sensitive topics such as diversity, and maybe how you navigated through the challenges?
Well, the challenge, when I started writing the book, actually the
Mhm.
challenge is like, not when we have this doubt whether someone will read that book, but because I was sure there's need, and I was sure I will use it anyway, and that when 10 people read it, I'll be happy anyway. So the courage was also there. I want to write it. So, but when I wanted to publish it, like someone said, someone from how do you say, publishing home, are you sure people will read that? You know, so those are the challenges, the doubts that are not from us, but the doubts that are from outside. And how do we deal with that? You know, such things always are there. Whether you are looking for a job or within your family, you won't make it. You will hear such things. You won't make it. Who will read that anyway? And if we have passion for what we do, really what we do, and we are sure that it makes sense, then go for your goal. So that was one of the challenges that I faced. Thank you so much.
Okay. And what message maybe uh, do you would you love for your readers to take away from the things that are in your
Well, the message is find your way. The main goal is be, how do you say, be courageous to work on yourself, on your own diversity, and find your way to interact with others, you know. So do not fear. Many times people fear confrontations. People fear being different. People fear addressing that they're different. And the book encourages the reader to really love him or herself the way he is or she is, and then find out the strength and also work on oneself on address the diversity aspects and the challenges, and also be a light for others, you know. So for one time I cried when I got a negative, how do you say, answer because of my color. But on the other hand, I can now use that story to help other people, to inspire other people. So everything we do, we how do you say, every experience has something positive, however sad it might be. It's really positive. Yeah.
yeah. That's well said. Thank you for that. Maybe if I may ask, what you author, what's your what's your perspective on the role that literature plays on diversity and
Yes.
inclusion?
Oh,
What's your take? Yeah.
that's a very good question. A very important one. Ruth, as a publisher, will know we need to address the book culture as well, not only consumption way of videos on YouTube, but also the reading and the storytelling culture. Books help us be where we haven't been, but at the same time, as I said before, they help us change perspective. So when you read a story of mine, you really know what I went through, and then you'll understand me better. When I read your story, the same way. When I read a story that is happening in Kiambu, I will understand those people better.
Yeah.
And the other way, they read something happening in Homa Bay or Germany or Australia, we will interact much better. So books and the reading culture, I really encourage that. It's really important. Also to give up, how do you say, to pass on the knowledge on how to deal with diversity aspects, on the tools that are now available so that companies can work on them also, you know. So books play a very big role. And I hope all those who are listening love books. I love books myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's good. So, are there any particular themes or aspects of diversity that you felt were especially important to highlight in book?
Actually, there are a lot of diversity aspects if you talk about that, or dimension, like
Yeah.
is it color, is it gender, is it height, is it nationality, or even some that we do not see diversity of thought, of mind, the way you approach things, they all matter. And what I'd love to pass here is you can learn from one diversity dimension to another. That one for sure. We can learn to involve all these dimensions so that we create a better world. Yeah. And but what I also love to answer here, or to mention here, is it's important to open space to give diversity a stage and to address also the differences, as I said before, at home or at work, and all those that are hindering us from reaching our goal. Let's do away with them or just accept them. For those that will get us further, let's more of that. Let's talk about diversity. Let's get the positive aspects of them, and let's make it relevant so that we can achieve our goals even more.
Yeah. Okay, all right. As we wind up, I'd like to take the opportunity maybe to apologize to our dear viewers for issues we have had at the beginning. Uh, Hopefully, this is just the first of 10, 10 episodes in a series, and we will have when we come for the second episode. So we really are super about that. Maybe I can give this opportunity to our viewers in case they have any questions to ask our dear author Susan. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and feel free. Feel free to answer the question even after the show is off. We will be going back to the comments. Look at this, Timothy.
Yeah.
Christine is saying such an intriguing. How do you say that word? English is also difficult.
Intriguing, intriguing title. Yeah.
Wow! Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that, Christine.
Yeah, and we say someone can win something. Should we say the question before we close?
Yeah.
Do you have a good question?
Yeah, actually, I let our host, our guest, our special guest, have the honors of asking our viewers the winning question, the award-winning question. Maybe you can throw in a question of your choosing, of course, and let's see how active our listeners really were throughout the yeah.
So the first one to the first one to ask the question will win, or what?
Yeah, definitely win a book of this book here. Yeah.
I love it. Now, dear listeners, you have it. Ask your question, and the first one to ask a question will win the book. I think they can also do that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But please ask your question. We'll come back to the comment and then we'll choose the winner.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, as we wait for the question from our viewers, I'd like to leave our viewers with a rather interesting analogy from Vanna Myers, who was the former vice president for diversity and inclusion politics, which says that diversity is being invited to a party, but inclusion is being asked to dance. So, ladies and gentlemen, I like to leave that to you as a food for thought. Um, Also, to thank you very much for taking your time and joining us in this live session. Um, See you in the next one, of course. Looking forward to interacting, learning from you as you have learned, of course, from our very able diversity maven, Susan Omondi.
Thank you so much for your moderation. And my voice is now gone. Also,
Sorry about that.
also
Yeah.
all is well. Thanks so much, Timothy. Thanks so much, Christine and Ruth, and all those who are going to listen. And yeah, technical problems are everywhere. The question is, how do we deal with that? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, then see you next time.
Bye bye. See you.